Hard work beats talent. This is the biggest lie you've ever been told. You and I both know this is not how it works. If that would be true, then the hardest worker would be also the most successful one. But it's not like this. Because this quote is just half the sentence. The real quote goes like this. Hard work beats talent if talent doesn't work. Which means if two people are putting in the same effort, the one who's more talented will always win. Some people look like they're just having luck, but in reality, they're just playing the game with the cards that actually fit them. And that's exactly what I want to talk about today. Oh, and hi, my name is Huang. I'm an entrepreneur from Germany, and I just started this channel to share my raw thoughts on entrepreneurship, inspire other people like I do on Instagram, and I just want to extend that here on YouTube. So just documenting the whole journey, all the ups and downs, everything in between, and I would love to have you around. So think about school for a second. We all got taught that you have to be good at everything, in math, sports, languages, and if you are just bad in one, like for example in languages, you think that you're a failure. And now we are growing up, starting our businesses, and we think that we have to be good at everything, like back in school. So they work harder, they grind in more hours, but that's not how it works. Especially, this is not the fun way to do that. And the thing is, it doesn't matter how hard you work if you're climbing the wrong wall. And there's a quote by Albert Einstein that I really fall in love with. It goes like this. If you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it's gonna feel stupid its whole life. And that's exactly what most entrepreneurs are doing. They are playing the wrong game. So they're not looking for their natural ability, so their water. Instead, they are looking at monkeys who are easily climbing the trees, jumping around, and they just want to do exactly the same. But their life, their God-given talent are not meant to do that. So it's literally like sitting on a poker table, never looked at your cards, and just copying other people's strategies. But the thing is, you don't know about their cards. You don't know about their abilities, their talents. You're just copying the strategies that they do and hope that you will win with that. But it's not working like that. So if you want to really win in life and at the poker table, you have to look first at your own cards and build your strategy from there, right? And then you can win. So how you actually figure out what your cards are. And here's what worked for me. So the first thing I did was the 16 personality test to get to know my cards. And it was super eye-opening because I get to know myself better. I know my strength, I know my weaknesses. And I don't mean the strength and weaknesses you think you have when you are at an interview or something like this. But this is really accurate. So after this test, I knew exactly that I'm very good at managing people and things. So I'm doing that instead of Google Sheets or playing around with numbers, because I'm good to a specific extent, but I'm not great at that. I'm great at managing things and people. I know that I'm a very extroverted person. The whole social game is a lot easier for me than, for example, for my business partner. But he has other superpowers, which he used to drive our business further. And this is like crazy. We are matching together perfectly because my weaknesses are his strength and the other way around. But we only know this because we are both doing this test. Okay, so I'm very curious. If you did this test, it's like 10 to 15 minutes. Really take your time and answer as honestly as you could, so you get the perfect result for this. So for me, I'm an executive. Also, you have like a short form from that. You can just drop in the comments. Very curious what you are as a personality type. And I think this is one of the most powerful things that you can do in order to look at your cards. The second thing I did was a hormone test. And no worries, I will leave all the links down below to a 16 personality test, to everything you need in order to figure out what your cards are. So there are 4 hormones. The first one is dopamine, then oxytocin, I don't know if it's pronounced right, then cortisol and serotonin. These 4 you have all in your body, and your body is craving that. But there are 2 primary ones. And this is what you want to figure out. So for me, it's dopamine and oxytocin. So I know exactly how to set my goals in order to really achieve them. But this is a whole nother topic. If you're interested in that, let me know just in the comments, and I can do just a video on that, how to achieve goals, how to set them properly with the hormone test so you can actually achieve them. So back to the hormone test. Okay, then you will figure out, okay, what are your main drivers? Like for me, dopamine and oxytocin. For me, it's all about people and to reach the next goal. If you're like more cortisol oriented, you have to take more risks. Okay, so my business partner has like cortisol and dopamine. He is like 100% risk, which is great because he identifies like new business fields for us to just trying out, because yeah, he's like very, very risk oriented because his main driver is cortisol, which is great. Then the third thing I did was the Ikigai. I don't know if you heard about this before, but there's a book called Ikigai, obviously. And this is about a Japanese concept to combine what you love, what you're good at, what people need, and also what you can be paid for. So it's like 4 like things you can just take your time and just fill it out. Also in this case, take your time. Maybe you can ask friends, family, or other people to just give you feedback on what you're really good at. So then you're just putting in what you love, what people might need, and also what you can be paid for. And if you have these 4, you can combine them, and as a result, you will have the things that would perfectly fit in your Ikigai. This will be very eye-opening, promise. So doing these things will take you time, obviously, but I highly recommend doing this because then you can leverage everything. You have so more power. Everything will be easier and you will get success way faster. Not with some hacks or strategies, but just by knowing your cards, knowing yourself. So that the last thing I would do, because we are all fans of AI and ChatGPT, right? You're just putting everything in ChatGPT and then you tell ChatGPT either you would have a career change or you want to focus on tasks that really leverage your business and get rid of the others. So there are 2 things that I would do. If you want to change your career path, just tell ChatGPT which career path would fit most for your cards. So in this case, for your God-given talents. And second thing is, if you're a creator, if you're running a business or something else, and you want to just focus on the things you're really good at, then just tell ChatGPT about your business. So this is what I did with our business. So I told ChatGPT to take my personality test and all the other things that I did with the hormone test and Ikigai, and also from a business partner. Then I dropped the whole thing in ChatGPT, what our business is about and which services we offer and so on. And then I just tell it to map out and figure out the best tasks that I could do, which are my talents and also my business partners. So this was the best thing we could do. And also, if you're alone in a business, really just take your time and map out which tasks are the best for you, and the rest you can delegate. You can just outsource it to other people, to freelancers, to employees, or to a virtual assistant. And the result is that you are only doing the things that you're good at, that you're passionate about, that are really fun. So with that, you can get successful even faster. It's instead of finding leverage. And with that, you can get successful even faster. It's about finding leverage instead of forcing yourself to walls. And here's the cool part. We're using especially the 16 personality test to hire people. What we did is to go to ChatGPT and ask it, what are the best personality types for sales, for fulfillment, for virtual assistant, whatsoever. So literally we are just accepting applications with this personality test. Otherwise we won't check the application because we learned it the hard way. So we did so many wrong hires that we want to learn from that. And after that, every hire was perfect. So I can highly recommend it to you. And also it's for finding a love partner, also a business partner. It's just for checking if it's a really good fit or not. With that being said, once you know your cards, business gets a lot easier. It's like you're starting to be yourself instead of pretending to be someone else, you know, and just doing the things you're really, really good at. So at the end of the day, look at your cards before you play. Because chasing your dreams is hard enough. Why make it even harder by just standing in your own way? So if you got some value out of this video, I would really appreciate a like and a subscribe. That way you can follow the journey. I'm sharing everything raw, the wins, the mistakes, and I would like to have you around. See you in the next video.